Good morning guys, 7 days to go. So right now it's Sunday, it's the 3rd of July, and truth be told that's all the kind of hard work done in terms of preparing for this shoot and stuff like that. So we're heading into, if you'd want the casuals would want to call it, like a peak week type of thing. So it's currently right now, it's just turning 20 past 5 AM, it's Sunday, and I'm just heading down to the gym. I just thought I would put the camera on and just have a wee bit of reflection while I drive down, because I'm going down myself right now. So like that's it, it's been 30 plus weeks coming down. I'll be at my lightest weight as of next week for definites. Woke up this morning severely bloated. It's just a bit it's one of those things now, because I'm like really filling myself up with like high volume foods and stuff, and I'm feeling really bloated. But it was at almost my lowest weight this morning, not that that really matters. It's kind of having a look, kind of how I'm feeling, how I'm looking and stuff, and obviously there's a few things that are going to happen this week in terms of manipulation of how you look and all those kind of things. But on reflection, if I'm kind of sitting here thinking like, how do you feel you look? How do you, and my true answer, without trying to sound too brutal and too as if you're being like one of those people who are being negative, is I don't actually feel, I feel like I don't look good enough, right? So obviously genetically and all that kind of thing, I'm not exactly blessed in that department, regardless of what I'm going to try and do, and I'm probably going to try and rectify that after this whole journey's been done. But it's one of those ones where I thought by this point I would be looking better. Now why is that? I do feel obviously I've trained hard, considering where I've started from over the course of this journey. I've obviously done well for a normal person. I've done extremely well. But in terms of how my expectations of how I was wanting to look, I'm not there, if I'm being honest with you. But like I explained in the previous video, I don't think I would ever get there. And that's the hard part of this. This is what the kind of fitness industry does to you. You can end up setting yourself expectations that I'm probably never really going to hit, but simply because of genetic factors and obviously over the course of years of training and all those kind of things. So I think there's a terms of having some sort of realism there as well. But there's also elements where I feel like I could have pushed harder a bit sooner. Like for the last, obviously I've been doing, like I've been like dieting in some sort of context for the last 30 plus weeks, but obviously within that period of time you have things like diet breaks, you have things like different phases of training and stuff, and I think I could have pushed harder a wee bit sooner. That's me being really honest. It's not to say that I haven't trained really hard, because I have, but on reflection of it all, I do feel like I could have definitely have done a bit more. I've absolutely gave my all in terms of lately, I would say maybe these last 8-9 weeks I've been really pushing the boat, but I would say I could have done that a wee bit sooner. I've probably been a wee bit more complacent, and probably the thing, if I had to do something similar to this again, I would probably get a coach, and I would probably do that purely because when I'm coaching other people down, I make obviously very rational decisions, and I can make the right decisions. I know when to push, know when to pull, know when to, but in terms of like say with yourself, and I'm pretty sure other people who end up PTing or coaching themselves will understand this, is that you end up making some really strange decisions and some really rash decisions, and you don't really think as logically and as objectively as what you possibly could. So that's another thing. It's another thing that I've came to realise. Last time I kind of tried to get this kind of lean, I did have a coach, and well, I had a coach to some degree, and I thought I would have probably done better myself back then. I probably have done better myself this time, but I do think that probably seeking out some more experience with someone else and giving the big decisions to someone else would be a very good thing to do, if I'm being honest. That's something that I've learned. The main thing that's been really challenging about this, and I've kind of mentioned it before, is like in the last video, is the fact that again through the course of this, starting this diet, like obviously Ruth's been pregnant, I became a dad, I've got a dog, I've obviously changed job in terms of like I work from home all the time. People think that would benefit you. Just let me trust you on this. Trying to be a new dad and working from home does not mix very well. I've become so irrational, I'm so short-tempered, I became a different person. I'm lashing out all the time, and these things can kind of coincide with being in a harder dieting phase. Like, no one's going to dispute that, and anybody who's like pursued a level of leanness is going to know this. But the person that I've kind of feel like I've become over the course of the last, especially last couple of months, I would say last 2 to 3 months, has not been good. It really hasn't. I've got a lot of making up to do, I've got a lot of apologising to do, and I just hope like maybe I shock myself in terms of the end results, because again, you don't really know. I've had people who I've had photo shoots in the past, I've dieted down a few clients for it and stuff, and you really don't know until you're there. Like, sometimes people think they're really lean, and then when you stand in front of a camera you're not as lean, and then sometimes the opposite, you maybe feel that you don't look as good as what they maybe hope for, but then you see them in a picture and they look incredible. And I really don't know. As I said, standing in front of a camera, I know I'm doing vlogs right now, it's a wee bit different, but standing in front of a camera getting my picture taken is one of the most, if not probably one of the most terrifying things that I could think of doing. And that's probably warping my mindset in terms of not giving myself any credit, thinking that I look like shit and all those kind of things, you know. So that's just where I am. I've literally got 1 week to go. I've got a lot of not a lot, but during a kind of peak week phase kind of thing, there is a few wee dietary manipulations that I'll do that will definitely bring me in a wee bit, make me look a wee bit tighter. I've not shaved my beard in I don't know how long. I've not shaved my head. Like, it's just going to be interesting, because every time I see myself, when you look at, if you've been watching this video and you see the training footage, the thing is I'm so white, I'm so pale, it washes me out. The videos, it makes me look like I've got like no definition, and I think every time I go back and watch these videos when I'm editing and all that kind of thing, I always think, oh my god, you look like shit. And I think a lot of people watching it might be thinking that as well. But as I said, on a positive note, when I'm looking back over the course of this journey, the work that I've put in, the changes to my body that I've made, I've got myself into a mindset and a head position that I didn't think I'd be able to get to before. Not that I didn't think I'd be able to get to before, that I didn't think I'd be able to get into again, because my previous experiences of being very lean has been something that's been a really good achievement. So I'm almost at the gym now. I said I just kind of wanted to share where my mindset was at. The training's a wee bit more different this week. It's a wee bit more pulled back, a wee bit more relaxed. I've got a few days just dieting down a wee bit more. It's not going to make too big a difference, and then we start carbing up and stuff, and that's when I'll see some big changes in my physique. It'll be interesting to see. Right now I'm as flat can be, I'm as white can be, and I'm just looking forward to this being all over. And I still don't even know if I'm going to share the results, because it's been one of those ones where doing this wasn't for any other reason than it was truly for myself. I just wanted to document it via YouTube, because that's what I want to use my YouTube channel, my own personal experiences, before I change up the kind of content soon. But anyway guys, I hope you are well, I hope you're good. 1 week to go, like I says. Just thought I'd share my thoughts, and yeah, whether I choose to share the results or not is to be seen, and if I don't, it probably means I'm embarrassed. So again, I hope you're well, I hope you're good, and thanks for watching. Leave a wee like, leave a subscribe, and I will speak to you all again very soon.